Late-night parody wasn't generally a place that processed the news the way CNN or MSNBC may, yet Donald Trump has changed that. Gone are the days when late-night was a place for light passage. Its amusingness to a great extent isolates from the substances of current occasions. Indeed, even in the Nixon time, maybe the nearest simple to the day-by-day bedlam and shamefulness of Donald Trump's administration, late-night has were mindful so as not to push their own legislative issues. In the monolog, Johnny will assault misbehavior, illiberal conduct, protected misuse. Kenneth Tynan once composed of Mr. Carson, who facilitated The Tonight Show from 1962 to 1992. In any case, at that point empathy sets in. He was the main individual to quit doing hostile to Nixon jokes. Now, another host in The Tonight Show genealogy, Jimmy Fallon, is in a comparative position, with the tables turned. As the host sticks to lighten and for the most part objective funniness, his evaluations have plunged despite his apparent nonpartisanship. New Yorker commentator Emily Nussbaum depicted Fallon as an aficionado, which sounds great, until the point when you see him shower a similar spout on everything. When his companions are gaining focuses for brilliant censures of the Trump Organization, Fallon's self-destroying accounts and closest companion schtick frequently feel like an undercooked hors d'oeuvre going before Seth Meyers' sour political fundamental course, which show after him. The evaluations have demonstrated that watchers are leaving The Tonight Show, as well. Where Fallon once transcended over his 11:35 p.m. schedule vacancy rivals, Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, he's currently in threat of slipping into third place, something that was unfathomable even a year prior. Fallon found the middle value of about 4 million watchers every night in 2015, and right around 3.5 million the year after. In 2017, he's pulling in a little more than 2.5 million eyeballs a show, a lofty drop by Tonight Show gauges. Promotion. It began in September of a year ago, when Fallon's schmaltzy meeting with the then-competitor Trump found the host in boiling water. 13 months on, the experience appears to be significantly more unusual. The meeting starts with softball addresses. There's likely children observing right now. For what reason should they need to grow up and be president? He takes after those up by inquiring as to whether he had ever observed himself getting into legislative issues. At that point he solicits what's changed over the course from the crusade. The most notorious segment of the meeting, obviously, is when Fallon requests that Trump's authorization botch up his hair. It was a lesson in how to bungle a brilliant open door and standardize a profoundly unfit, proto-rightist competitor. In the event that Jimmy Fallon had any believability left as a reasoning humorist with a perspective, he lost its last shred the previous evening, Sonia Saraya noted in Variety the following morning. Fallon's genuflection toward Trump matched with his evaluations' decrease. The 7-day stretch of the Trump talk with, he drove Colbert and Kimmel both by more than 1 million watchers. By the introduction in January, he and Colbert were neck and neck. Furthermore, a week ago, Colbert got 500,000 more daily watchers than Fallon while Kimmel, after a few rankling assaults on the Graham Cassidy medicinal services charge, was crawling towards second place. The greater part of this proposes watchers don't appear to have a hunger for Fallon's upbeat medium approach. And keeping in mind that despite everything he'll grab the incidental viral video, his remarks on the racial oppressor viciousness in Charlottesville, for instance, the opening monologues of Colbert, Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Trevor Noah, and Samantha Bee have reliably outthought Fallon. It's not quite recently that they make mincemeat of the Trump administration, as Fallon much of the time does, as well. It's that they truly assault its destructive strategies, its widespread false reverence, and the president's personality, while Fallon influences jokes about his stand and envisions to rap fights between the president and Eminem. As the numbers gather, watchers rather need late-night hosts to sound the alert, to give a comedic bastion against what sums, best-case scenario, to a thrashing, shambolic administration. There are still measurements by which Fallon overwhelms, however they don't recount the entire story. Considering numerous people make up for lost time with late-night cuts on YouTube the following day, Seeing Insights on the site propose that Fallon's lost ground with his opening monologue. and sheer endorsers. The Tonight Show trounces The Late Show and Jimmy Kimmel live with more than 14 million supporters of 3 and 10 million, separately. In any case, where Fallon's monologues commonly get in the vicinity of 50,000 and 200,000 perspectives, those of Colbert and Kimmel, and even Noah, B. and Meyers, are routinely pulling in upwards of 1 million. Fallon's monologues hop from theme to point, giving careful consideration to the goings-on in D.C. while putting money on his droll gifts. The others, instead differentiate, dismember a given theme: social insurance, rape, the North Korean atomic danger, racial domination, with persistence, exactness, and power. It isn't so much that watchers haven't excused Fallon for his meet with Trump, despite the fact that there are numerous who were forever killed by how idiotic it was. Rather, it's that Fallon himself doesn't appear to have taken in the lessons from it. While his show's ethos has dependably been breezy and melodic, known for its VIP karaoke fights and pantomime amusements, that same character has taken a toll that demonstrate its importance. Furthermore, when Fallon addresses Trump, the light kinship that once characterized his program is gone, his vitality levels drop, his body hardens, and the jokes need Trump. Maybe Fallon thinks there are different funnies who show improvement over him, thus he stays away. "I'm an accommodating person," Fallon told the New York Times after the Trump disaster. "I didn't mean anything by it. I was quite recently endeavoring to have a fabulous time. But we as a whole exist in Trumplandia now, in any case," and seeing that his show imagines it's all playing around, Fallon can anticipate that his appraisals will drop and his companions to have his spot.